I'm very short. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now, just so you know, I'm autistic, so just pretend to find this funny, pretend to laugh, I won't know the difference. Now, bit of context for the story I'm about to tell you all. I once did a job interview for a internship at BBC Radio 2, and one of the things they said to me, they said, okay, so you're going to be meeting a lot of famous people, how will you react around that? And I said, I'll be absolutely fine, I don't believe in treating people like gods. Now, there is one time, however, where I perhaps prove myself to be a bit of a small hypocrite in that regard. Now, just to ask a question, how many of you have seen Breaking Bad?
Yes.
Okay, so a few of you, yes. Wow, you have very interesting taste in men.
3 seasons. I've watched all of them. And I'm not a fake person in this house.
Well, I mean, there's 2 more, by the way. It gets a lot better as well. There's a lot to come. Keep watching. Anyway, point is that the actor who played the seedy lawyer, Saul Goodman, he was doing a book signing throughout the UK, and I really wanted to go to that because not only, obviously, was he in Breaking Bad, he starred in the prequel spin-off Better Call Saul, one of my favourite shows. And I begged my mother, I was like, okay, please, can we go to one of these book signings so I can get my book signed and be in the face of, being faced by greatness. And she was like, hey, he's doing this talk in Canterbury, and so we might get to see a bit more of him. And I thought, okay, great. And so we went to Canterbury, took the train, went to this church where the venue was for the talk he was going to do, and then we realised that, hang on a second, he's got to sign the books, and there's a local bookshop. So we went to that local bookshop, hoping to find Bob Odenkirk, the actor, and tell him how much I loved him, not in a creepy way, of course, how much I loved his work. I didn't want to have sex with him. I've been weird. I was underage at the time as well. Only by a few months though. I would have consented. And anyway, so we show up to this bookshop and we start I will say this, we were crap at being subtle. We were going around the entire shop, just sort of looking at stuff, not buying anything. I took a slight interest in the James Bond books, but outside of having a small look at them, by the way, don't read them, they're very racist. We just sort of meandered about, and it was very clear as well, because I was saying maybe a bit too loudly, what time do you think he's going to show up? And so they basically said, guys, just fuck off. So we went back out back to the church, and Mum was like, hang on, I've heard he was having dinner here, and I was like, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to stalk him while he's having dinner, come up to him like 2 creepy weirdos and be like, so, Mr. Bob Odenkirk, while you're there having your chili, I'm a huge fan. So I vetoed that, and then we thought, I'll tell you what, let's just go back to the bookshop, because unless we're, doing anything criminal, they can't throw us out. It's a public bookshop. Walked back up, along came this massive limo just as we were walking back up, and this very smartly dressed fella walks out of the limo, presumably some sort of valet or something. We're like, hang on, this looks interesting. This is clearly for a man of some significance. And sure enough, out steps Bob Odenkirk, and then my mother, immediately turns around and takes a photo, asking about anything. And so I think, okay, you know what? He's just gonna turn around, tell us to get fucked, and you know what? I don't blame him. Fair enough. I'll still watch season 6, the final season of Better Call Saul, and love it. I can't blame you for this. But actually, turn around, it was very nice. Didn't notice Mum taking a creeper shot. That might have changed the following interaction. But he was very polite, took a photo with us, shook my hand, haven't watched it since. It's been 3 years. And so, we said, hello, nice to meet you, took a photo. We'll see you in there. Great, cool, wonderful, got what I wanted. And that photo is still my phone banner, by the way. And we went into the church, and he gives this whole speech, and then my mother sort of starts turning to me and heckling. He brings up Monty Python, she turns to me and says, have you seen Monty Python? Yes, Mum, yes I have. And then he says, oh, so we're going to take questions. She says to me and says, do you want to ask a question? I'm like, no, Mum, I'm all right. Oh, okay, I will then. Shit! And then, she puts up her hand. He doesn't, thankfully, the fella who's going around moderating Q&A doesn't take her question. And she then turns to me and said, oh yeah, no, I was going to ask what the best way to break into the comedy industry is, because he used to be a comedian before he was an actor. And I was like, that's what he's been saying. He was giving this whole speech about how, repeated failure, you've got to take it in order to, fall back down and then get back up sort of deal. That was the basis behind his entire talk. And then Mum was like, yeah, but no, that was what I was going to ask. And I was like, Mum, stop, you're embarrassing me in front of Saul Goodman. Anyway, so talk finishes, get back up, we all leave, and then as we're walking back down to the train station, we walk past the limo again, and we're like, okay, what, just keep going, keep walking. Don't let him think we're some sort of crazy stalker. And so that was that, and the ultimate irony behind all of this, haven't even read the book yet. Good last season though, brilliant. Broke me emotionally. Anyway, thank you very much, fellas. I'm William Mill. Good night.